Oh, we're back. Welcome to today's episode of Juicing the Numbers. I am your host, Joshua Tracy.
And I am Corwin.
And today, on this glorious day, the day after the opening day of the MLB season, we're recording this on Friday, March 29th. Corwin and I are here to give our bold predictions on what will happen this MLB season. Ain't that right, you stupid son of a bitch?
Hell yeah.
That was awful.
Yeah.
Alright, so we followed relatively the same format. This episode, I hope, will be lots of bickering, because I think that's the most fun part about bold predictions.
I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, it's just vehemently disagreeing with everyone else's nonsense opinions that are based in almost nothing. That's all any bold prediction ever is. It's unfounded nonsense meant to cause arguments.
God, I'm very much excited to yell in your face about
nothing. About absolutely
things.
nothing.
Well, yeah, exactly.
About absolutely
literally
nothing.
Pointless.
I think it has value to show like what you look for in a season and like how you measure success and some small things, but in terms of actually meaning anything, yeah, it's pretty fucking pointless. But it's fun.
Yeah. All right, let's fucking get into this because I'm pumped.
All right, did you open up mine? Do you want to start? Let's start with yours. Yours is first up.
No, stop. Don't read mine because we're doing the surprise predictions.
Oh, because we have a format, though.
Right, so, like, you know what my format... Like, we know what the format is. We're just going to talk about what we each picked, and that way we can react to it, and you're not just reading it off the screen.
Fair. All right. So do you want to start with AL MVP?
Yeah, let's do that. Because I think this will be by far the least bickering out of all of these picks.
All right, well, who do you got?
Oh, fuck. I have the wonderful, beautiful, fantastic Michael Trout.
I thought this was a bold prediction thread. You're gonna give me the safest pick in the world?
My bold predictions are my bold predictions. My awards were genuine predictions.
Oh no, my awards are bold predictions.
Okay. My bold prediction for MVP.
Well, hold on. Let me give mine.
You go yours. I'll try and think of a bolder prediction.
My bold prediction for AL MVP is Matt Chapman, third baseman from the Oakland A's.
You fucking prick.
Why am I a prick?
Because that's what my bold prediction for AL MVP was.
You could check that fucking email I sent you.
I know,
I've had that
but
shit
I'm just
saying,
saying, literally 10 seconds before you said it, I was like, oh, it's definitely got to be Matt Chapman. All right, let's see what Josh has. Got it.
Why do you think I fucking cut you off? I knew you'd pick that shit because you're not as creative as me. Matt Chapman. Book it.
All right. Well, wait till we get to our bold predictions because we'll talk about Matt Chapman again.
Give me your National League MVP.
Aaron Nola.
Oh, that's an interesting one. That's a very interesting one. Okay. Mine's not nearly as, I think, exciting as my Matt Chapman pick. Paul Goldschmidt.
I could see it.
Yeah, it's not nearly as out there. I think Matt Chapman gets a lot of fun defensive plays, and he's seen as a guy who's been kind of on the rise and like a fringe MVP finalist, whereas Paul Goldschmidt finishes top 5 all the fucking time. And he's still in the NL, so it's not even like it's a huge change in that respect. But I still think since he's never won it, and he just changed teams and all this shit, that it's relatively a bold move.
I'm with you. So Cy Young.
All right, give me your AL.
I went with none other than Cleveland Indian Trevor Bauer.
Another safe pick, very safe pick.
You know, I feel
he would. Do you think he would have won it last year if he didn't break his leg?
Absolutely.
I think so too. What were you gonna say though? What were you saying?
Man. I just feel like that's a lot of people's hey, don't forget about Trevor Bauer. He could win the Cy Young this year, and it's everybody's post hype because he got hurt the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit surprised we haven't heard more from him. I think your pick is relatively safe, but also not unwarranted because the dude killed
He's
it
not
last
getting
year.
the hype he deserves.
I think you're right. I don't think he is getting the hype he deserves. The dude's fucking phenomenal, especially because conversations about the Indians recently have seemingly been more about like
Getting rid of
their
him.
wallets than it has been about the talent they still have on that team. I went with James Paxton on the Yankees for my AL Cy Young. It's a bold pick. The man, I think, how many seasons does he have of actually qualifying for an ERA title? Because it's not a lot.
I don't think so. I don't think he's ever had 30 start, or I don't think he's ever pitched like 180 innings before.
I'm going to say definitely not 180. I'm not sure he's pitched over 130, honestly. He's pitched, so in 2015 he pitched 67 innings. In 2016 he pitched 121 innings. 2017 136 innings. 2018 160 innings. So he's been going up every season. He's now on a very analytics heavy team, which has helped a lot of pitchers. And he's big, he's left-handed, he's Canadian, and he plays in pinstripes. What more do you need?
Like, I definitely am not doubting his talent because I think he could. I think he's almost Aaron Nola tier, just below Aaron Nola in terms of like physical talent. I think it's just health for him. Like if he's healthy and pitches over 200 innings, I think he locks up, top 5 Cy Young voting.
I think it also helps that he's now on a team with CC Sabathia and Jay Happ, 2 other left-handed pitchers that he can get a lot of knowledge from. And this offseason, the Yankees made a hire for special assistant of Andy Pettitte, whom he had dinner with the other day. So he's got a lot of left-handed.
He had dinner with Andy Pettitte. He's going to win the Cy Young. Simple.
All I'm saying is that when Gary Sanchez had dinner with Alex Rodriguez a few years ago, he went on a huge tear and like damn near won team MVP. So having dinner. Well, he had 2 different surgeries in the offseason. He was clearly hurt. I will die on the Gary Sanchez hill. But yeah,
All right.
James Paxton.
We're getting there too.
AL Cy Young.
He will make an appearance in my predictions.
Give me your NL Cy Young.
Well, if the MVP is going to be Aaron Nola, I feel like the Cy Young Award winner should be Aaron Nola.
Yeah, I don't know how you would win one and not the other. At least in that order anyway. How you'd win MVP as a pitcher and not Cy Young.
So I did these
unless Aaron Nola came out of nowhere and batted 400 for the season. Like maybe if I think that's the only way a pitcher could win like MVP and not Cy Young. Like he got a home run in like all of his games.
Or it could be like Max Scherzer and start stealing bases.
Like for real. I think that would be the only way. So yeah, I see.
Well, there's the prospect Brandon McKay, who is he was a college pitcher and first baseman, so we may see it.
Did you see that Michael Lorenzen of the Reds played center field yesterday? Yeah, it's happening, man. Move over, Shohei Ohtani. You're fucking old news.
Just to finish on this, so I made these predictions like 3 weeks ago, like right at the start of spring training. And after watching Max Scherzer last night, I genuinely wanted to change it to him. Just because of, I forget when I don't watch Max Scherzer how fucking dominant he is.
Dude's just money. Angry money. I love him.
Move on to Rookie of the Year.
Oh, hold on. I didn't give my prediction yet.
All right. I forgot because your opinions don't matter.
Are you ready for my bold, very, very bold NL Cy Young prediction here?
Let me, in my mind, try and think of who it is.
You're never going to
Go
get
ahead.
it. Jameson Taillon.
I love you.
I knew you'd like this.
There's no way.
I think there's a way. It's a pitcher-friendly park. He showed great stuff last season on a really shitty Pirates team.
Yeah.
I think he could be trending up. I'm not saying he's gonna, but I'm saying there's a world where he wins.
There's just so many better pitchers in the NL. I don't think playing for the Pirates he's going to be able to compete.
I think he's got a shot.
I think he's going to suffer from the second guessing like Jacob deGrom had last year playing for such a bad team, but I don't think he's going to come close to the kind of numbers he put up last year to kind of overcome that.
I think DeGrom set an interesting precedent that is very recent, and like I think Tyone could go like 9-12, but post a good ERA, a good strikeout to walk ratio, good strikeout numbers, all that shit, and still win it only because DeGrom set a really important precedent last season in terms of wins not really mattering so much. But regardless, I like Tyone, which is why I picked him. And there's really no other basis to this other than I think he's good and could be better this season.
If you predict a J-Mo Tyone Cy Young and you're right, I'll kiss you.
I hope you do so anyway. All right, give me what you got for Rookie of the Year.
In the AL, big boy Vlad Guerrero Jr. I think he comes up, and we'll talk about him later on in my bold predictions, but I think he's going to come up and absolutely dad dick the league.
These are so safe. I mean, Jesus,
I told
man.
you from the
Lock
start,
yourself
these
in the
predictions
safe room.
were not wild. The bold predictions get bolder.
My Rookie of the Years are very nondescript and very out there. So for my Rookie of the Year winner, I just wrote down unheard of Angels prospect. just some dude you ain't never heard of before gonna get called up by the Angels in like May and just tear it up and then go win rookie. Just fuck around and win Rookie of the Year.
All right, let's look at the Angels' top 30 prospects and figure out who the fuck. Sorry, so there's Joe Adell, who is a top, I think he's a top 8, top 10 prospect overall. But he's hurt right now, and I don't think he's going to come up until, like, September. Griffin Canning, I think, actually made the team.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they have no pitching. Joe Adell, I heard, is really close. Maybe it was Brandon Marsh. It was one of the outfield prospects is really close. And if Cole Calhoun struggles again this season, motherfucker's gone. So, like, why the fuck not, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I just
Especially
looked it up. Canning is not in the MLB yet. He's just got sent down. But I could absolutely see someone like Adele coming up and just, producing.
Why not? I mean, the division's pitching isn't fucking shit outside of the Astros. I mean, the Oakland A's have a decent bullpen, but their starting rotation sucks. The Texas Rangers starting rotation's and bullpen is a fucking laughing stock outside of their closer. Mariners pitching has somehow been decent so far, but I don't trust that shit in the slightest. So, like, what do they have to really even go up against in terms of Angels batting? So, I could totally see some random-ass dude getting called up because the Angels need a guy and just winning a spot, fucking around and winning Rookie of the Year. That's my prediction.
All right, well, you definitely went bold. How about
just wait till you
NL?
hear my NL. Well, give me your NL.
All right, so, again, I did these 3 weeks ago when I thought this guy wasn't going to be playing for, 6-8 months, whatever it is. But I had Fernando Tatis Jr., who is now going to be starting, who has started for the Padres and is looking to be much more of a lock of a pick than it is a bold prediction.
I just wrote down random Atlanta prospect.
Yeah, honestly,
some dude
that's
from
pretty
that
good.
stacked farm system is just going to come up. Tatis is going to get some weird freak injury no one's going to be concerned about, but he'll miss like a month. And this dude's just going to fucking swoop in Miguel Andujar style. Like just exactly what happened between Gleyber Torres and Miguel Andujar. Everyone knew Gleyber Torres, but he got hurt, missed a month, and Andujar came up earlier, fucked around, finished in second behind Ohtani. I think that shit's going to happen with Atlanta. They're going to call some random dude up, and maybe another pitcher, maybe a position player when Donaldson ultimately dies, and he's just going to end up being the shit.
If I had to guess, I would say it's either going to be Kyle Wright or Kristen Pache, P-A-C-H-E. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not Spanish. But, again, that's fucking pretty damn bold.
Just like, why not,
bold,
you know?
But still pretty bold. Yeah.
Who won Rookie of the Year in the National League last season? Was it Acuna?
Ohtani? No, that's AL.
It was Acuna, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
I think so too. All right. Anyway, who do you got for Comeback Player of the Year?
So I originally had Gary Sanchez until I looked a little deeper and was like, well, he pretty much played like a significant portion of the year, so fuck that guy. So I went with Byron Buxton.
But Byron Buxton only missed time because the Twins sent him down.
He got hurt too.
They said he got hurt.
Well, that's
Gary Sanchez had 2 DL stints.
Yes, Byron Buxton had 1. It just happened to be really, really, really long.
All right. Mine's significantly stupider.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Chris Crush Davis.
He did really well last year.
Baltimore Orioles Chris Davis.
Oh.
Yeah, Crush Davis is Baltimore Orioles Chris Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always see both.
The thing is, he did so fucking bad last year. He could hit 250 with an OPS plus of like 105, and it'd be so insurmountably better than how he hit last year. He might.
He hit sub 200.
He hit sub 170. Like, yeah. I think his batting average was like 168 or some shit. It was fucking bad.
All right, let's
so,
look it up.
like, if he hit 250, his batting average is almost a full 100 points higher. If that doesn't win you Comeback Player of the Year, I just don't know what does.
He bat 168, 243, 296.
That's so bad. I know.
Slugging 296.
Such don't say. Imagine Corwin. Imagine if he goes from a 268 batting average to a 250 batting average. That might be one of the biggest jumps in MLB history. It's almost 900 points of batting average added in a season, and that would be just to get him to fucking average.
He had over twice as many strikeouts as he had hits.
He did not do
by double digits.
Unfortunately, I just watched him play the Yankees yesterday, and he had 3 strikeouts like in a row. And that was after I made this prediction, and I was just like, "This isn't going to age well at all."
He finished 3rd in MVP voting one year.
He was really good once.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
And now Comeback Player of the Year.
So this one I thought was significantly harder than the AL just because of there's like 3 really good candidates, whereas in the AL there's just like none. So I put Josh Donaldson because I think he's going to kill it this year. But I also thought about Corey Seager and Madison Bumgarner.
Corey Seager was my pick, actually.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was torn between those two for a little while.
I think Corey Seager because he had such a powerful rookie campaign and like burst on the scene, and then just got fucked in the ass with that injury. Yeah. And he's such a likable dude, and he's young, and everyone wants to give awards to the young dude. Like, I think if he plays the full season and has an unremarkable season, not bad, but just like a season, I think he'll win it. And he already has a home run.
Yeah, already.
So, aging well.
You want to move on to Manager of the Year?
Oh, don't you know it?
All right. I thought these were going to be a little more bold than they actually turned out to be, but I went with Kevin Cash in the AL of the Tampa Bay Rays.
I think last year was Cash's year, which I'm saying partially out of conviction and partially out of hope, because I don't want to deal with that again this year. It was really scary. Yeah, I really think that the voting bodies for Manager of the Year fucked it up last year. Not that Bob Melvin's a bad choice, because what he did with the A's is also impressive, but the ingenuity of Cash, I think, is more impressive. And I'm not sure it's going to be looked upon as so ingenious in the second season, given that more teams are doing what he kind of got started. Not to say it's a bad choice, because I think he's fucking brilliant. Only, yeah, just that, really. So I picked Aaron Boone of the Yankees, only because...
Surprisingly.
Well, I thought about it, and it's either going to be another one of these stats dudes, or it's going to be the guy who wins all the fucking games. And I think the Yankees are going to win a bunch of fucking games, and I think you're going to get a bunch of fuddy-duddies from last season who are like, we voted for the stats guy, and that was enough. Unless the Rays go insane and win like 95 games, like something crazy, like they bump the Red Sox out of the wild card one spot, like something really fucking insane, I think they'll go back to form and give it to the dude who just wins a fuck ton. And I think that's going to be Aaron Boone.
Fair enough. I mean, the Yankees definitely aren't going to win very much a lot of games.
I hope so.
That fucking smirk that just came over your face when I said that was fucking bullshit. Whatever.
Oh, I like it, baby.
For the NL, you'll like this one. I went with Andy Green of the San Diego Dads.
Okay, I do like that one. I like that one a lot.
I think because they're going to surprise a lot of people this year and do very well. I think they're going to be like, this guy fucking brought the Padres out of the absolute basement. Let's fucking give it to that guy.
I think you'll like mine as well.
Oh God.
What's that?
I think I know who it is already.
All right, who do you think it is? Give me your guess as to who I picked.
I think you're going to give it to the Pirates manager.
No.
Okay.
Bruce Bochy.
That'd be nice.
That would be, and that's kind of what I think, that if the Giants can put together a mediocre season, everyone's going to just be like, well, that roster was really bad, but like, he's such a great man, and he's retiring at the end of the season, and like, it's just going to, like, the crusty old dudes love him, the players love him, he's been in baseball for
like a send-off.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of just like a sentimentality award, really, here.
I mean, as much as I'd love for it to go to Clint Hurdle, I think giving it to Bochy would be great. Bochy. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think
it's Bochy, but I also feel like I mispronounce most names in baseball. So, like, I just learned how to pronounce someone else's name today. I've been saying wrong for years. Who the fuck was it? I heard someone who, like, knew the guy say it, and I'm like, I definitely haven't been saying that. Like, for sure.
Connor Sherry.
No, you know who it was? It was Herman Marquez. Apparently it's not pronounced Herman, it's Hermain or some shit like that.
Hermain?
Yeah.
What?
Like
Hermain,
close like it was closer to Jermaine than it was like her. Yeah, it was something like that, and I was like, "Fuck, seriously? I got this shit wrong too." And
well, I mean, I was calling Domenico German for a while until I talked to you about him.
And when you realize he's Hispanic.
Yeah, Domenico German.
Real quick though, just because I love Bruce Bochy, and are you aware of his gigantic head?
Yeah, I am. That's pretty fucking cool.
One of my favorite facts is that his batting helmet was he has like an 8 1/4 inch size head. It's wild. Fucking huge. And apparently when he switched teams, where did he go from? I'm gonna look it up real quick because I think it was like the Expos to the Padres.
I think he did go to the Padres.
I want to say it was something like coast to coast like that. Let me just check. Padres to Giants. So when he switched from the Padres to the Giants, he had to bring his helmet with them, and they just repainted it Giants colors because they just couldn't find helmets that big. His head's just so fucking large. So he was wearing his San Diego Padres batting helmet his entire career.
Okay, actually, let's do World Series first.
Oh, who'd you pick?
The Yankees. Fucking
Oh,
bullshit.
yeah, you did, baby. Yeah, you did. I love it so much, and I think you're right. And I figured you probably do this, which is why, to be different, I picked the Houston Astros. Although I
think
grow
they're gonna
less
play each other in the
confident.
World Series, but
They can't play each other in the World Series there, bud.
Oh man, I'm so good at just everything. It's the best.
I grow worried about the Houston Astros every day, though, because I'm not convinced Carlos Correa is healthy. I'm worried about Jose Altuve's legs, and their pitching still concerns me. But at the same time, their farm system's still good.
Fine. I think they're going to really come together well at the end of the year. Like, I think Forrest Whitley's going to come in and be really, really good super early. I think Josh James is going to be able to stay healthy and be really good at the end of the year. And, I mean, Garrett Cole and Justin Verlander, I mean, they're going to be fantastic this year. So I'm not worried about their pitching as much as I am.
I'm worried a little bit about their pitching, only in the back half and the early stages of their bullpen. Not enough to be like overly concerned, but just, like little side note concern. I think how they use their players with injury history this season is going to be especially important to their late season success. But that's what I'm saying. It's going to be interesting because they can afford to probably lose games early in the season because I just don't have confidence in the rest of the AL West. Their competition is strictly going to be the A's if they can put it all together again. The Angels, if they can put it all together for the first fucking time. And then, who knows, maybe the Mariners, who are undefeated through 3 games? But I doubt it. And the Rangers aren't really relevant.
Yeah.
So, they could probably afford to lose games by resting some of their star players, like Correa and Altuve, but it's going to be interesting to see their usage relative to their injured players. But they're a really fucking good team, which is why I picked them.
I just think they're so deep everywhere but relief pitcher that they're going to end up being fine.
I'd be worried if Altuve went down because I don't know who their backup second baseman is now that Marwin Gonzalez is gone. And I'd be especially concerned if Altuve and Correa had to serve a DL stint at the same time, which happened last season, right? I'm not making that up. That definitely happened.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the year.
And I don't remember who took over their spot. Bregman moved over to short. I don't remember.
Bregman moved to short. I think they had Marwin at third, and then fucked around with like a couple guys at second base.
That sounds right enough to me.
Yeah.
So that's where my concern lies. But at the same time, AJ Hinch is a really fucking good manager, and I trust him to figure out how to keep his players from dying.
Yeah.
Also, I think George Springer is going to have a big fucking season this year.
I hope so. I miss badass George Springer.
Yeah, because he didn't have a bad season last year by any means, but he didn't have a great season.
Great.
I want him to have a great season.
Yeah, I agree.
But I like your prediction a lot.
Go fuck yourself.
I will.
Are you ready to move on to bold predictions?
They better be bold, Corwin.
All right. I got evidence, too. I got evidence to back this shit up. So
no, evidence doesn't sound bold. Evidence sounds safe. I don't want numbers. I want gut reactions and weird tingly feelings coming from your balls.
All right. You want to start or do you want me to?
You've been starting. Let's keep you starting.
All right. I think for bold prediction number 1 that the Philadelphia Phillies will score more runs than the New York Yankees on their way to winning over 95 games. Now, you might think, well, they just added Bryce Harper. They got a good offense. That's not that bold. But, my young friends, you have to remember that the Yankees finished second last year with 851 runs. Meanwhile, the Philadelphia Phillies, whose only major offensive addition was Bryce Harper and possibly Gene Segura, finished a lowly
JT Realmuto.
22nd. I don't think that's a huge upgrade offensively over Jorge Alfaro.
I think it's a pretty big. I think it's anyway. Continue.
Regardless, they finished a lowly 22nd with only 677. So that's a very large jump up, seeing as the New York Yankees are likely to finish first overall. So I predict the Phillies will be the number one offense, score more than the Yankees, and win 95 games.
I'm gonna give you shit for your opinion. I want you to give me shit for my opinion. Sound fair?
Of course.
This
will be telling you to go fuck yourself the whole time.
This will not happen because I think the NL East might have the best pitching in baseball. And that's a bold fucking claim to say that they're going to score. So let's see, I have it up here. The Yankees scored 851 runs to the Philadelphia Phillies 677. So it's a bold prediction in a division that had all three of the top three Cy Young finishers to score an additional 180 runs. So that, my friend, is bold. I'll hand it to you.
Fuck yourself.
That is bold. That is very bold. All right, you ready for my first one?
I am.
My first one is not very bold at
God damn
all. The Yankees will break the home run record they set last season.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, it's not bold at all. You'll have a full season of Aaron Judge and Luke Voigt, and this is not a hot take in the slightest.
I think the big reason why that wouldn't happen is I think that Miguel Andujar, Gleyber Torres are going to regress back from the monster offensive and power seasons they had last year. And I think that the additions of contact hitters Troy Tulowitzki and DJ LeMahieu is going to draw back from their playing time and the ability to hit dingers. So I don't think they break that record.
To be fair, I've had those exact same
To be
thoughts.
fair.
To be fair.
To be fair.
Yeah, I've had those exact same concerns. All right, give me your next bull. How many do you have? I've made 10 to make it
I have
even.
10.
All right,
I
cool.
have 10, yes. Okay. Number 2, I think that Vlad Guerrero Jr. comes to the MLB in an early May call-up, which may be affected by his injury now, but I'm standing by early May and saying that he becomes a top 5 position player by the end of the year. I think
Top 5 in all
Trout,
of MLB?
in position players, all of MLB. I think it goes Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, Arenado, Francisco Lindor, and Vlad Guerrero Jr.
You think Vlad Guerrero Jr. has a better season than Giancarlo Stanton or Aaron Judge?
Yes.
And Aaron Judge? No.
Yes,
dude.
I do. I think they're going to have better numbers at the end of the year just because they played a full season. But I think on a per game and playing time basis, I think Vlad is going to end up being better.
That is such a bold, especially in the AL East, man. That is a bold prediction.
Suck my dick.
Especially since you just said that you think per game, but Lindor's missing like 6 weeks of the season, and you put him in your list.
Well, I'm saying
This is
like,
all
talent-
nonsense.
All right, I'm saying the list is going to be talent-wise, but I'm saying the numbers compared to Judge and Stanton are going to be better on a per game. But I think overall, they're still going to think Vlad's better than all those fucks.
This is just sheer nonsense. Now we've devolved into madness. Speaking
You
of which,
gave me so
are
much
you ready
shit
for my
about
next
my
one?
lack of bold predictions in the prediction column, and now you're on my dick about it. All right,
don't you
go ahead.
understand that I want it the way I get it, and that nothing's going to stop that? Get
Well,
ready
yeah,
for
I'm
my
the same
prediction.
way.
It's
I'm
not
ready.
It's not a great one.
Okay.
Baltimore shows the biggest improvement by record. They don't have much farther down to go. The only way is up.
I think I need to skip through a couple of my predictions because my number 6 prediction is the Orioles somehow win less than 47 games.
Well, see, here's my rationale. It's the
yeah.
same rationale as Chris Davis winning comeback player of the year.
It can't be worse.
Literally, like imagine this. Imagine they win 57 games. 57 games is still a bad fucking year. You know? You're still going to lose 105 games. But that's 10 more wins. What other team is going to get 10 additional wins this season? The Yankees might have a great season. They're not going to win 110 games. The Red Sox aren't going to win 118 games. The Rays aren't going to win 100 games. The Orioles could win 67 games this season, which is still a bad fucking year by all accounts. And that's 20 more wins. Like, they literally have nowhere to go but up.
It's because their team got so much worse this year than it was last year. So much worse. Their team is goddamn awful. They have nothing. They lost Manny Machado. They lost their best pitcher and Kevin.
They didn't lose him. They knew where they went.
Yeah. He's not on their team. They lost Jonathan Schoop or Schnoop or whatever the fuck. Scope. I knew it was not the way I normally say it. They lost all of their best players, and all they have left is none other than motherfucking Trey Mancini.
Hey, they also got Cedric Mullins. Don't sleep on my man Cedric Mullins.
Of all people. Ugh.
And Jonathan VR, I think, is going to have a good year. But, yeah.
I don't think he does. I think they have an awful year, and I think they win less than 47 games.
Well, you'll say it again later when you get to that one. Unless you want to just make that your next bold prediction. Since you mentioned it already.
I was kind of just grouping it in on this one and just getting it done early.
I just can't predict a team's going to win less than 50 games. Like, I know it happens, but it's just so tough to say it with
their fucking
authority.
Starting lineup was Jesus Sucre, Chris Davis.
Jesus. It's Jesus.
You're right. I did
Act
say
like
Jesus.
there's Hispanic people in the world.
Jonathan Villar, Richie
VR.
Martin.
Act like you know that how Spanish names are pronounced, like a little bit.
Well, I don't. Jesus Sucre, Chris Davis, Jonathan Villar, Richie Martin, Rio Ruiz, Dwight Smith Jr., Cedric Mullins, Joey Ricard, and Trey Mancini. That is a dog shit quadruple A team.
Yo, Joey Rickard's going to have a bomb-ass year. Trey Mancini is going to look even grumpier than usual. Like, this is going to be an amazing season for them. Have you ever seen Trey Mancini play baseball?
Opening day
He's the
starting
grumpiest looking
pitcher
dude I've ever
was
seen.
Andrew Kashner, who has a 13.5 ERA.
Hey, his ERA is better than Chris Sale's right now.
Yeah, well.
Better watch your tongue.
It's ridiculous. They're going to be so fucking awful.
All right, so we're going to call that your third bold prediction. You ready for my number 3? You're going to hate it.
I don't want to, but yes.
No Cleveland Indians pitcher will finish top 5 in Cy Young voting.
You son of a bitch.
I know it.
My honest to God fourth prediction was along the lines of the Cleveland Indians pitchers. God damn it. All right, you finish your explanations, then I'll go into mine.
I really don't have anything for this. They've just been doing it so much. I figure why not? The Twins got better, like notably. The White Sox.
Can you actually reread it? Because all I heard was Cleveland Indians bad.
No Indians pitcher will finish top 5 in Cy Young voting.
Okay. Go fuck yourself.
So they still finished top 10, but the Indians got better. I do think, though the White Sox had a disappointing offseason, they're still better they're going to be better this season than they were last season. Yohan Moncada having another full season. Avisail Garcia having another year. Eloy Jimenez coming up I think is going to be fun for them. I think that there'll be enough additional talent. I think that the Royals could be an interesting team, though not necessarily a good one. And who's the 5th team I'm forgetting in that division? Oh, the Tigers. They suck. It doesn't. Well, no, full season of Miggy. They're gonna have Nick Castellanos for a while. They got that other guy. I think there's enough additional talent in both the hitting in the AL Central, which is still not good. I'm not going to say it here and tell you it's good, and enough additional talent in AL pitching that it could push Bauer and Kluber out of the top 5 as a guess. Because, like, why not? Like, really, why not? Give me what was yours, big guy?
Why? Because I think all 5 Cleveland Indians starting pitchers will finish with over 200 strikeouts.
All 5?
All 5 are going to finish with over 200 strikeouts.
Oh my goodness, my friend. That is wow. Did you go to the Sun for that take?
So, already last year, this isn't even that bold. Last year, 4 of the starting 5 finished with over 200 strikeouts. And that's just because Shane Bieber didn't get called up in time and only had 118, good for 5th best on the team. But his career minor league strikeout per 9 is like just at 9. So he's going to fucking bring those numbers up and dog dick the league, just like Vlad Guerrero. And the Cleveland Indians are going to have 5 pitchers with over 200 strikeouts.
That's bold. I'll hand it to you.
And they're going to win the Cy Young with Trevor Bauer.
That's very bold. Give me your next one.
Already?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. That means yours is going to be really wild. You're actually going to like this one.
Mine is interesting, so continue.
Okay. I think the Yankees bullpen will have a cumulative sub 2.5 ERA.
Ooh, that'd be nice. Do you know what their ERA was last season?
I do, because I brought information to this. So, the Yankees led the league in ERA for just the bullpen last year with a 3.38. And I think they're going to bring it down to a sub 2.5.
I'd love that. I bet half the reason it's that high is because of fucking Chase and Shreve and AJ What's-His-Face. Mm-hmm. Those two sons. I still can't believe, just as a side note, that Chase and Shreve got, I think, DFA'd by the Cardinals, whereas Luke Voit just bat 4th for the Yankees on opening day. If that's not a lopsided trade, and then not only did they give us Luke Voit, they gave us money too. They gave us our cleanup hitter opening day and money for Chase and Shreve. That's just such a win of a trade for us Yankees. I'll tell you what.
So let's see. Let's pull up Aroldis Chapman, Zach Britton.
How'd you say that name? What's
Aroldis?
Chapman? Okay, I thought there was an N in there that didn't belong.
Aroldis?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Who else? I'll take out David Robertson. Who am I forgetting?
So it's going to be Aroldis Chapman,
Britton,
Betances. Steven Tarpley is our left-hander now. Adam Ottavino is now in there.
Right.
Luis Cess is up right now, but that's just because Betances is hurt. I doubt Cess sees any real innings. Chad Green is there.
All right, Chapman, Green, Betances, Britton last year had ERAs of 2.45, 2.5, 2.7, 2.88, while Ottavino had a 2.43. And I think they're all going to lower their ERAs. And I think cumulatively, I think that's enough to hold up the rest of the bullpen, and they finish with sub 2.5.
Oh, God, that gets me so hard. I love having a good bullpen. The Yankees have had a good bullpen my whole life. I love having a good bullpen.
Hard, man.
All right, you ready for my next bold one?
Honestly, probably not, but hit me with it.
Eric Hosmer gets traded to a contender.
Jesus. You have found a way to have your predictions be exactly for the same teams that I have it almost immediately after.
All right, well, I'm going to ask you yours in a second because now I'm really curious. Yeah, I think...
Why?
I just don't think that the Dads are going to be competitive this season. Let me reiterate. Excuse me. Please do not laugh during my hot takes.
No, because my hot take's going to be so much better now.
I don't think that they're going to be...
Go ahead.
I don't think that they're going to be competing for a wild card or for the division. They might be able to sneak a wild card, but I think that there will be some team that needs a bat enough that they'll give an offer to the Padres that they think is going to be... I don't think Hosmer's going to be a big piece of their competition. and they'll be okay with moving him because there's going to be a team out there that needs a first baseman who can hit. Oh, now, all this laughter's got me so curious. Just tell me what yours is.
The Padres look like a contending team in August, but only missed the playoffs due to early season struggles.
Oh, no, that's not far off from what I'm saying at all.
I think it is. I think they're still going to look at that and say, hey, look, we're a contending team. We just need Hosmer to keep it up for like 1 or 2 more years, and we're good to go.
Then that's what I'm saying is I don't think Hosmer is going to be important to them moving forward, especially because they have the Machado contract on the books and they have a different guy they can build around. I think if you asked people last season,
they don't have anybody at first base though.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying
prospect-wise,
I'm saying Hosmer is not going to be a part of their future success, and he's not going to matter to them. I think that they could get a prospect back in a trade for him, or other trades they might make during the course of the season leading up to the trade deadline that would be advantageous for them to move Hosmer's contract to a team that has even worse first base production and kind of yield a net benefit for both sides.
I mean, Hosmer's not that old, though. He's still in his 20s. He doesn't turn 30 until mid-October. I think he still has enough, quote-unquote, youth in him to, hold on throughout their initial rebuild.
Again, I'm not saying this is mostly about Hosmer. I think it's going to be a combination of 3 things. The Padres not going to make the postseason. Hosmer being seen as not a part of their long-term future. And 3, them getting a damn good trade offer. That's what I think it's going to be about. So I also don't think, because I think Hosmer's not bad. I do not think he's a bad player at all. I think he might be marginally overpaid, but I do not think he's a bad player. I just think that the Padres are going to think to themselves, first base ain't shit. This is a lot of money. We're going to go big in the offseason again, maybe get a starting pitcher or some shit, Like, this trade's real fucking good. I don't know. I could see it. That's all I'm saying. I could see it. Give me your next one.
Fair enough. Well, I just want to say, I think that with Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis, when Luis Urias gets called up, with Eric Hosmer, Francisco Maia, Will Myers, Manuel Margot, and then Hunter Renfroe, Franmil Reyes in the outfield, I think they're genuinely going to look like a competing team. Not just like a team that could scratch out a playoff spot. I think they're going to look like genuine contenders by the end of the year.
I still think their starting pitching and bullpen are both just atrocious.
I think Lucchesi, Lauer, Paddock,
that
and
was
Strong
the name.
all
It's
take
not
us,
Lucchesi. It's pronounced
What is
Lucchesi.
That's not a huge surprise.
Oh, that
Lucchesi.
shook me so much. I was shocked.
Regardless, I think they all take a step forward and do real well this year.
Anyway, give me your next pick.
All right, moving on. Let's see, the Padres. So now we have Shohei Ohtani records.
Dude, there's an H in there. It's Shohei.
Shohei, whatever. Shohei Ohtani records over 30 home runs and leads the league in OPS.
This is probably pretty fair because he's a platoon DH, so he gets protected against left-handed pitching. It's still pretty bold, but it's not unreasonable.
Still, though, not coming back until like mid-May and still recording 30 home runs and leading the league in OPS.
Yeah, well, I mean that seems fair. Leading the league in OPS isn't an accumulation deal. It's just what you do in the plate appearances you get. You could have. I don't know if he's going to have enough plate appearances to be a qualified hitter because he'll be missing time, but I could see it. It's really that's the thing. The I think this is an under-discussed part of how the Angels deploy Ohtani is that he is a platoon DH. He only starts in DH position against right-handed pitching, whereas they put Albert Pujols in as the DH against left-handed pitchers. to protect Ohtani. That could change this season, since I'm assuming that eventually they'll have to prep for having no more Albert Pujols on the team, and maybe they'll want Ohtani to be more of the full-time DH. But if you have a left-handed hitter only going up against right-handed pitching, yeah, sure, why not? That makes sense.
Well, last year he finished with 326 at-bats, 22 home runs, and a 925 OPS with an OPS plus of 152.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Fair enough.
There's a reason it's a bigger deal when a right-handed hitter gets a batting title than it is when a left-handed hitter gets a batting title. Left-handed hitters getting batting titles ain't shit. Anyway, that ties in nicely to my next one. Juan Soto hits fewer than 30 home runs.
Bite your tongue.
I will not.
Have you been reading into his fly ball per home run or home run per fly ball rate?
Again, I did not prepare for this. These are just scaldingly hot takes. No, I think a sophomore slump isn't uncommon for any given player, especially one that competes in a division that's as difficult as the NL East is going to be this season. 30 home runs is a lot. I think people take that for granted. 30 home runs is a fuck ton. And
yes, it is.
One single injury could bump him out of that. Aaron Judge didn't hit 30 home runs last season because he missed almost over a month of the season with an injury. A very stupid, bizarre hit-by-pitch injury. So it's not like 30 home runs is any kind of given, and I think that people act like it is these days. So, fuck it. I think between sophomore struggles, a tough division, and the always possibility of an injury, Juan Soto will hit fewer than 30 home runs.
He didn't even have 30 home runs last year.
Yeah, but he didn't get called up until later in the year last year. Got called up in what, June?
I don't think it was that late, but I mean, he only hit 22.
How many plate appearances did he have?
Over 400.
So not enough to be a qualified hitter.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if they list when he was called up.
I thought he was called up in June.
Juan Soto was called up May 19th.
Okay, that makes sense. But
yeah, amount of the season.
That's my bold prediction.
Fair enough.
Oh, missed a month and a half. That's a big deal.
Yeah, not terrible. Should I move on to my number 8?
Yeah, go right ahead. How are you on 8? I'm only going to say my next one will be my 6th.
Because you kept telling me to go.
Oh, then I'll catch up.
Okay.
Should I go again, or do you want to go?
Yeah, you should go again.
Okay. All right. Despite all of their additions, Pittsburgh will finish with a better record than Cincinnati.
Huzzah! I don't think that happens, just because I think Pittsburgh's going to be real bad. Like, real bad.
Why not? I have no basis for this. Divisions are stupid. The dumbest shit happens any given season. I think Jamison Tyon's going to have a big year. I think Chris Archer is not good, but is still acceptable. I think Joe Musgrove's really good and is undervalued. So I think that Pittsburgh is like Diet Cleveland. I think that they have good starting pitching, and their top end talent is good enough to carry them to like a high 70, low 80 win season if everything goes their way, much as they did last year, finishing 82 and 80.
And their owner refuses to pay those players.
Their owner refuses to pay them and go out and get the like. Could you imagine last season with the Pirates if they just spent on like one free agent, one 3-win player, and got them to like 85 wins, and then you could say, hey, if we can get one more guy, we could push 90, and then we're competing for a wild card spot. Instead, it was just a real hearty go fuck yourself. But
you mean how we were before we traded Andrew McCutchen and Garrett Cole?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Man. Now I'm depressed. I miss those guys.
You ready for my number 7?
Yes.
This isn't so... it's kind of bold. It is bold. The Cubs will win 100 games.
Ugh, gross.
I think people have been giving a lot of short shrift to the Cubs, especially because a lot of their players had down seasons last year, and they didn't have any of Yu Darvish. So I think between having a healthy team this year, I know their division's fucking rough, but I just think that they're such a high-end team that why not? I think that they could do it. Sure.
Bonus bold prediction. I think they finished last in their division.
No,
I think Darvish doesn't come back to his pre-injury skill. I don't have any faith in Quintana, Lester, Hendricks, or whoever else they fucking have to pitch.
They still have John Lackey?
No, he retired.
Oh, okay.
I think almost all of their skill position players have just been playing not great last season, and I don't think they get much better. I just could really see them falling flat and somehow scraping down to the bottom of the barrel in a, like you said, very hard division.
So basically, we're just predicting things break the other way.
Essentially.
Yeah. No, I think a full season of Javi at shortstop will also be super cool. Bryant's going to be healthy all year, and I don't think he'll have the crazy-ass down season he had last year. Descalso, I always say the fucking name wrong, I think is going to be a fun guy for their team. Rizzo, I think, will have a good season. For reference, their starting rotation as of right now is John Lester, Yu Darvish, Cole Hamels, that's the guy we forgot, Kyle Hendricks, and Jose Quintana. And that's already better than having Tyler fucking Chatwood. So I think they could win enough games just by virtue of not having to throw walks machine Tyler Chatwood out on the mound every few days.
Are any of those guys younger than 31?
Ooh, that's a good question. Darvish is the only one with a shot, and I'm not even confident in that. Let's see. Yu Darvish is 32, so no. I don't think any of them are. I know Hamels and Lester are not. I'm pretty sure Kyle Hendricks isn't. Although, actually, he might be. How old are you, Kyle Hendricks?
Kyle Hendricks is old. I think he might be the oldest. Actually, I don't know. I think he's
29.
Old.
He's 29.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. He always looks really old to me. And
no, I'm looking at his picture right now. He looks 37.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he doesn't have any facial hair or anything. It's just the lines in his face. He just looks kind of old. He looks like he should have a bunch of kids and be complaining about something.
Chatwood is 29. Cole Hamels is 35. Kyle Hendricks is 29. Mike Montgomery is 29. Quintana is 30. And who am I missing? Lester?
Yeah.
Is 35.
Yeah, Lester is not a spring chicken.
All
right, I'm now up to number 8. So why don't you say your number 8 first, since I've done a few?
I think that Walker Buehler surpasses Clayton Kershaw as the Dodgers' most dominant pitcher and will be their Game 1 starter of the NLDS.
So there's a couple of things that I think makes this dumb. First is that Clayton Kershaw starting the year on IL. So, you have that made out for you.
Right, but I'm saying that this is like an end-of-the-year prediction. So it doesn't matter how long it takes him to get back. At the end of the year,
your Game 1 playoff starter is almost never your best guy. It's usually your Game 2 guy.
The ALDS it is.
Even then, you usually put him your number 2 guy, so in the case of a Game 5, you can have your best starter.
All right. Well, forget the NLDS Game 1 stuff. He's going to be the Dodgers' best pitcher by the end of the year. Fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, that seems fine.
Come on, Josh. You need to be getting upset at these. Let's go.
It's hard because you picked a team with a clearly declining starting pitcher and a clearly on the rise.
Kershaw.
Name value don't mean shit, man, if we're talking stats.
Last year was his first year missing the All-Star game since 2010. It's been 9 years. Well, 8 years. He's won 3 Cy Youngs and an MVP. He hasn't finished outside of the top 5 Cy Young voting until last year.
Yeah,
This man is a god.
Shit happens overnight, man. Shit happens overnight. I wouldn't be. I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised by this in the slightest. Much as you won't be surprised by my next prediction, because it's not bold at all, and I feel bad because I forgot I wrote half of these. Philly wins 90-plus games but misses the playoffs, which, again, is not that bold of a prediction.
I think the second half of that is quite bold.
No,
team
because
winning 90-plus games and missing the playoffs.
I mean, it just happened last year to the Rays.
I know, but that was very rare when that happened, you know?
Yeah, it happens. But I think that division is going to be a bloodbath. I think that it's going to send the two teams above them, and then I think there'll be another wild card team out there that's just better than Philly. It could be the Cubs or the Brewers again from that division, or it could be the Rockies or the Dodgers, whoever doesn't finish on top there. So I think one of the Mets and Nats will go, or sorry, both of the Mets and Nats will go. No, let me rephrase. I think 3, 4? How many teams go to the playoffs? 5? I think maybe. 5. 5.
It's 5. Yeah, it is 5.
It's 5. I think
if you consider the wild card
it's a playoff berth. I think that the 5 of the Rockies, Dodgers, Cubs, Brewers, Cardinals, Mets, or Nationals will go to the playoffs in lieu of the Philadelphia Phillies going. Because fuck them.
Well, go fuck yourself. Because I have the Phillies winning that division, yeah, bitch.
I know you do, and I don't care about your opinions. But give me your next one.
Matt Chapman leads Major League Baseball in WAR with 10.5 and wins an MVP. Did
you just type this?
No.
Because you had Mike Trout winning MVP.
No, yeah, I know. That's like my safe one. This one was like my bolder prediction.
So you're countering your own prediction in your predictions? Look, this is some Bush League activity.
This is not Bush League. I think this is like League. Mike Trout is my safe MVP pick because he's Mike Trout.
This isn't applying to schools. With it,
I'm saying Matt Chapman's going to beat him out.
This isn't like applying to Rutgers and Princeton.
It's our podcast. We can have whatever fucking rules that we want. It doesn't matter.
A little bit.
Get the fuck out of here. Give me your opinion of this.
I think that's a fine prediction. I picked Matt Chapman as my AL MVP winner, so of course I'm going to be like, yeah, sure.
Why do you think I got so upset when you said him?
Because you a bitch.
I even said, well, obviously I'm going to think it's Matt Chapman then, if it's not Mike Trout.
Are you ready for mine? Because I have nothing to say about yours.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Nathan Eovaldi throws fewer than 120 innings.
100 what innings?
120 innings.
Okay.
He's got tons of injury concern. I think he has 2 Tommy John surgeries. All he has really is a fastball, which is just begging for another injury. So, yeah, I think people are way too hot on him in general. So I'm going to go with under 120, which is that's very few innings, and I understand that. Yeah. But this is a bold prediction, so let's get weird with it, you know?
Man, he's actually been kind of so in his past 5 seasons, he's pitched 111, 124, 154, 199, and 106 innings. And then 119 the year before that.
Yeah.
So, I could see that happening, yeah.
Yeah, and he's led the league in hits in 2014, pitching with Miami, which I didn't realize he ever pitched for Miami. So, yeah. Yeah, that's my next one. Give me your next. What do you think? Any other thoughts with that? Or do you want to just move on?
No. All right, I want you to give your number 10 before mine.
Oh, someone's feeling sassy about the number 10.
I am sassy. I want to have the final say.
All right, this one is also not super interesting. No, it's not super controversial, but I think it's interesting. Jordan Hicks finishes top 10 in NL Cy Young voting.
Hell fucking yes.
Really? You'd be happy by that?
For fantasy purposes, yes. And because I know the Pirates are going to suck this year, it doesn't hurt me too much. Like, I'm already dead about the Pirates, so I can't be hurt anymore by them or teams in that division. I mean, I hate the Cardinals, but I have Hicks on my fantasy team, so that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think there's plenty of precedent to see relief pitchers in the top 10 for Cy Young voting. I'm pretty sure Blake Trinan finished 7th last season in Cy Young voting or something like that.
Yeah, pretty damn high.
Yeah, so I think that between the fact that Hicks throws like an effortless 105 and is starting to develop breaking stuff, like if he can just locate his pitches and learn how to throw not fastballs, I think that he could be a deadly reliever for St. Louis and could be interesting enough and fun enough to just fall into a top 10 Cy Young vote.
I feel you. Just to talk about fantasy for a second, his ADP, average draft position this year, was 184, considering he was a closer. Again, he's only 22 years old, so in Dynasty, where he should be even more valued, I drafted him 375th.
Damn.
I know. Small humble brag. Nobody is going to care, but whatever. Go fuck yourself. I don't care. But
no one's going to care, but I don't care that you don't care. Just tell me your number 10 pick.
All right. This actually isn't that bold because it's actually already predetermined to happen. So there's no need to even argue this.
Okay.
Chris Davis, with a K.
I know what this is.
Hits for 247 for the 5th consecutive year.
He fucking better. You know what pissed me off?
Oh, my God.
You know what pissed me off? You know what Pacoda has him as his prediction for his batting average this season?
276.
No. It's 246.
Oh,
like, instead of predicting 247, they predicted him at 246. And I'm like, really, Pacoda? Fucking really?
You couldn't just do that for us?
I know, man. I think we're all cheering for that.
All right. Here's something I want to put on the line. All right. If Chris Davis, with a K, bats 247 for the 5th consecutive year, I will get .247 tattooed on my body.
No, you won't. And no, you shouldn't.
I'm saying it. We're here. Bold predictions. I'm putting my money where my mouth is.
Where would you get it tattooed?
You know, that I think
inside of your upper lip?
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, pal.
It'll be a fun topic to talk about towards the end of the season, as I'm either stressing out or won't have a care in the world.
At least it's a cheap tattoo to get. You know, that's nice.
I could do it myself.
You shouldn't. You really shouldn't.
Yeah. Maybe I'll brand it on myself.
I was going to say, man, you've already had some poor luck with body alteration, so I think I'd leave that shit be. Any other non-scripted bold predictions?
I had a 11th one that I forgot about because I didn't write it down.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I know. I was all hyped about it, too. I was going to write it down, put it right in here, but I forgot. Never did.
That's okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I got.
You want to talk about opening day?
We could. I mean, we're at a good time. We could go on for a little bit longer if you want.
I want to talk about opening day.
All right, hit us off.
All right, so first of all, I think the main thing I want to talk about is overreactions with Chris Sale, because it's making me really happy.
So, Yahoo posts numbers based off of how many people drop certain players. Do you know how many people dropped Chris Sale after
No, it should be almost nobody. How many people?
15%? No. 15 individual people dropped Chris Sale.
Oh, okay.
I just love that they have such exact numbers.
Yeah, that's very precise. Who the fuck drops? No. So, all right, I have two main points to say about this. No, I have three things, because the first one is it made me really happy. I watched that game and was just, ecstatic. I was like, the Yankees won and Chris Sale looks like booty. What a great opening day. What a wonderful secular holiday this is. It's a Festivus for the rest of us. This is gorgeous.
Festivus for the rest of us.
Talk about an airing of grievances, man. It was just great. So, but my actual two things. I don't really care. I don't think it means anything. I think that how many innings did Chris Sale pitch in the preseason, Corwin? Give me a guess.
I have no idea.
9.
I think he went. Okay, it was
9
That
innings.
was my guess.
9 That's nothing, man. Like
No.
we spent all of last season in the early stages of last season talking about how free agent pitchers who didn't have teams to start the season and then got signed late, like Lance Lynn and shit, struggled a lot because they didn't have a spring training. 9 innings is not a spring training. 9 innings is basically just a simulated fucking game. I mean, I think you got to give Chris Sale at least 2 more starts before we start making any kind of actual prediction as to his health. I will say that it's concerning that his velocity dipped every inning so precipitously. He pitched 3 innings and the miles per hour on his fastball dropped like 1.5 to 2 miles per hour each of those innings, and that is kind of odd. But again, it's so early into a season for a man who essentially didn't have a spring training that I don't think I really care.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's more of a red flag than it is per se like really concerning. Like it's something. All right, it's 1 start, it's no big deal, but also kind of keep an eye on that. That could go south real quick.
Yeah, I was going to say,
especially with how injured he was last year. Well, quote unquote injured.
Yeah, I think it'll be. I think the only way Sox fans should be concerned is if this is followed by an IL stint of any kind. Like even if it's just a short 10-day one, then I'd be concerned. But until that happens. Or if it goes, or if this problem is more than like 3 games of an issue, like if he doesn't show improvement for the next 3 games, then also I'd have some concern. But first game of the season, I mean, it's such a fucking crapshoot, you know. We just saw Zach Greinke get shelled too. Like sometimes shit just happens. It's unpredictable sometimes. The weather's weird. You're traveling and you're not used to it as much. Spring training is nothing important. It's tough. The second thing I want to say about it, though, oh no, that was both things. Yeah, I'm good. That was it. Fuck Chris Sale, but he's probably okay.
Yeah, I feel you.
Do you have any other takeaways from yesterday?
I watched 1/2 inning because I had 2 exams and didn't have time to actually watch, but you know, it's when Troy Tulowitzki hit a double. And then I think Judge did get on. I think he slapped a single. And then
Judge scored 3 runs yesterday.
Yeah.
It was pretty surprising.
Brett Gardner, I think he fouled out. And then, it doesn't matter. Stan struck out. That's all that matters.
I will say that the Yankees' first base dilemma continues to be interesting.
I don't think it's a dilemma anymore. I think Greg Bird is out of there.
I mean, he also hit a home run yesterday, so they both now have a home run in their first game. Granted, Greg Bird struck out 3 times.
3 times previously, yeah.
Luke Voigt had 4 RBIs.
Walks.
Yeah, 2 walks and a hit by pitch, batting 1,000 with the highest OPS in the league.
Mm-hmm.
But I do still think it's a conversation because if Bird can show a propensity to hit since no one gives a shit about strikeouts anymore,
I mean,
it's a good problem to have.
Times. I don't know what the 3rd time was, but at least twice to fucking Cashman.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, and Andrew Cashner.
Cashner.
Cashner, yeah.
Yeah.
I will say that Voit certainly has the high card in this game of poker. But if Bird can actually hit even a little bit, I think it's a conversation again. Because the Yankees really fucking like Greg Bird. They really... I don't know why they like Greg Bird so much, but they really fucking like Greg Bird. If you had it in my hand, I'd keep Greg Bird in the minors for as long as possible, just to show that... for him to show the team that they can stay healthy. But if he's up in the majors and he's getting hits, even just a few here and there, I think it's still a conversation. But yeah, this is Bird's team, I think, or Voigt's team. I should say.
Do you think if Andujar really struggles defensively, they might try him out at first base this year?
I don't, because I don't think that that's what they want. I think they want him to improve at third, or they'll ship him.
Okay.
I don't know what they would get in return or what they would do with third base, but I think that the plan right now, if I had to guess as an uninformed person sitting on my couch, I would guess that they thinking, we need a third baseman, not more first basemen, since we already have two we can't decide between. This man needs to learn third base, or else we're going to go out and find a more permanent solution out of the system. That would be my guess.
Right. I feel you.
Or I guess they could move LeMahieu over there for the rest of the season if they really wanted to move Andujar. But again, I don't get why they would. So
they just have so many options.
Yeah, dude, it's a good time to be a Yanks fan. Deep farm system, great major league talent.
Go fuck yourself.
A winning smile every day.
Should I just sell my soul to find a new fandom? Just become a Yankees fan? Give up on the Pirates? Give up on the Indians? Just be completely dead inside?
Or embrace the lovable losers thing and hitch your bandwagon to the Padres. Stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning every night trying to watch those fucking West Coast games.
Yeah, that's never going to happen. I mean, not that I'm not already up until 1 a.m., but I don't want to have to be up till 1 a.m. watching Padres games.
I hate West Coast trips so much. I never watch those fucking games. Yeah.
Well, because you're an old man who has a regular job.
I am a grown-ass man with a regular job, but yeah. All right, that's all I got.
Yeah, I'm good. This was a fun episode. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, that really flew by for me. That was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, if you want to air... Huh?
Yeah, sorry. I already have baseball up on my computer. I'm ready to watch.
Yeah, man, same. All right, if you want to give us any shit on the opinions that we trudged out today, you can do so on Twitter at JuicingPod. It's JuicingPod. If you want to hit us up via email to yell at us, you can do so at juicingthenumbers@gmail.com. And if you want to hit up our website to find the show notes for this episode or any previous episodes, you can do so at juicingthenumbers.wixsite.com/website. It's juicingthenumbers.wixsite.com/website. Hope you all had a great weekend, great opening day, and here's to the beginning of the MLB season.
Let's play ball.